Hello, welcome to the first ever virtual meetup. We are so delighted to have over 100 people joining us this evening from all over the country. We have stakeholders from who are mentors, who are participants, who are longtime donors, we have community partners, we have corporate donors who are on this call with us, and we're delighted that you're joining us for the next 25-ish or so minutes to hear what ABCD is up to now and in the future. We do hope that you'll stay on to the end of this meetup, because we do have some exciting news that we're really looking forward to sharing with all of you this evening. So my name is Ellen Friebert Schupper, and I'm the Executive Director for ABCD. I was honored to step into this position in May of 2017. So to start us off, I'm going to introduce Billie Jean Smith, our Board President.
Hi, everybody. I just got to be the president in January, so I'm brand new in this role, although I have been hanging out with the ABCD crowd on the board in various roles for many, many years. Super excited to be with you tonight, to be leaping. As those who know me, I am very fond of leaping. We decided we wanted to have a meetup with all our stakeholders earlier in the year, so you can see what we're doing and we can tell you how excited we are about the coming year. And as Ellen mentioned, we have some super duper cool, awesome news at the end. So I am very passionate about ABCD because we all know somebody who's been diagnosed with breast cancer, whether it's a friend or a family member or a colleague. So many people around me have been diagnosed. And I am so fortunate to be able to work with ABCD and be able to give people the emotional support. We all know that one-to-one emotional support can make all the difference in people's lives. And I'm super proud to be part of this organization because we're a national organization, as Ellen mentioned, and actually we're an international organization, and we're growing and serving more people, and it's going to be an exciting year for us. So thank you all for attending. And I hope you learn a little bit today about what ABCD is doing in 2021.
Thank you, Billie. And now we're going to leap over to Linda Hansen, our Board Vice President.
Hi, I have been on ABCD's board for about a decade, and I've been vice president since last summer. That's the first time I've held an elected office on the board, but I've been on lots of committees. I am really happy that you're all here to join us, and I'm so proud of what ABC has been doing, especially this last year with social isolation, COVID, and then the increasing need that we see every month. ABCD is still reaching to everybody across the country, from Alaska to Florida, from Maine to Hawaii, from Wisconsin to Texas, and even some international people. And we've been able to bring hope and healing to so many, and I just want to keep doing it.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. So tonight, so in the next 20 or so minutes, we're going to chat with you about, where we are today and where we're planning to go. And we're going to share some stories along the way about why we're passionate about the work that we do here every day. And so my story is that having the opportunity to serve and lead this organization has been what's kept me motivated. Is that every day I know that ABCD is helping someone who's been impacted by this disease. And this summer, on one of those warm days that we all are looking forward to once again, I was enjoying some ice cream at our Baskin Robbins, socially distant, of course, from other families. But I saw someone that I knew, and she came over to me and confided in me that earlier that day she was meeting with a surgeon and exploring her options for the surgery that she needed to have. And she was deciding between a lumpectomy, double mastectomy, reconstruction, going flat. And she wondered if ABCD would be able to help her. And I said, absolutely. I said, give me a call tomorrow morning. I'll connect you to Betsy Bryant, who is one of our match specialists. And I know we'll be able to find a mentor that's going to be able to meet your needs. Well, it turns out that Betsy connected with two mentors who were able to help my friend really talk through and consider what she thought was going to be best for her. And later on, after the surgery, my friend let me know that those conversations made all the difference to her, because even though she had an amazing support system all around her, she had a meal train set up, she had people, dropping things off, she just didn't feel like anyone was able to connect with her like our mentors were able to do. Fast forward a couple months later, and she was having some complications with courting, and she called me again. Can anyone help her? I said, absolutely. So she connected with Betsy again, and her mentor this time was someone who was in New York, who again was someone who was just like her, around the same age, and could really talk to her about what she did, that as she dealt with courting as a complication after surgery. So it's these kinds of stories that, for me, it's what really keeps me motivated every day. And the calls come in every day with the stories of people from all over the country who are not only facing the realities of a breast cancer diagnosis, but as we know, they're now facing some of the real challenges that COVID has presented to us. We're getting calls from people who have fears and feelings about their breast cancer diagnosis. And now they're sharing stories with us about going to chemotherapy alone, or going to, or their friend driving them to radiation, but having to stay in the car and having to sit alone at outside of, waiting for their radiation appointment, or people who are dropped off at the front door of a hospital to kiss their partner goodbye and then walk into to get their double mastectomy and not to see each other again until they're wheeled out by a nurse and returned to the car of their loved one. So these are the real stories that we hear day in and day out. And it really just underscores what we've been saying, that breast cancer didn't stop with COVID-19, and neither did we. I'm so proud of the work of our organization, as always, and especially during this time where, because we've always been virtual, nothing changed as lockdowns started happening. We continued providing our services. We continued answering every call. We continued creating the one-to-one support that many of you on this call know all about. And the numbers really that I'm going to share with you, you really just illustrate, the increase in the demand for our services. In the second half of 2020, we had a 25% increase in demand for our services. This year alone, we're only at February 24th. So we're, 50 some days into 2021. And as we look at our numbers, as of today, I checked them right before I got on this call. We have had a 60% increase in the number of people who have reached out to us so far in 2021, 60%, and almost 40% increase in matches. And, those numbers are astounding. And the way that we're able to fulfill every request that comes in is because of our mentors. Many of our mentors are on the call tonight. We say this, with so much deep appreciation, that mentors are the heart of our organization. We have 275 mentors who are currently available and ready to answer every call and say yes when we ask them to support someone who's in need of the hope and compassion that they are able to provide. So, Billie, I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Sure. Those increase in services is just amazing. And we at ABCD need to keep up, right? We need to keep open. We need to keep available for all those people. And so just wanted to share with you some of the goals that we've set for this year. The first one, obviously, is to stay open and available and strong, to be able to answer every single call that comes our way. Even if we're up 100%, even if we're up 200%, we are going to answer every single call that comes in and provide anybody that needs help the help that they need, whether that's a match or other services. And we're going to do it for free. ABCD has never charged for their services, and we will never charge for our services. We want to continue to reach as many people as we can. We want to get the word out and let people know if they need ABCD, ABCD will be there for them. We also want to keep training mentors. We have a fabulous group of mentors, as Ellen mentioned, but we need to keep training more. And I had the pleasure of participating in mentor training. I wanted to see firsthand what mentors went through. So this last class of mentors, I have to thank all of them. And if you on the call, thank you so much for letting me join. I got to sit in and see what happens in mentor training. And I got to hear those stories. And I was so touched and so moved by people's attitudes and their willingness to help and their willingness to pay it forward and help other people on the journey. It really was incredible. You know, learning how mentors become mentors. And ABCD, we differentiate ourselves from other peer-to-peer mentoring by our mentors and the training we provide. Our mentors are second to none. And that's why we can provide the outstanding services we do. So again, thank you, mentors. I know Ellen said it once, but I'll just keep saying it. You are the heart of our organization, and we couldn't do it without you. And we appreciate the long hours you spend in training because it really pays off. Lastly, a goal around expanding our services with respect to metastatic disease. We are training more mentors in this area, and we are providing more programming. And I'm very pleased to say that with a very generous donation by Eli Lilly, that's specific to the metastatic disease area, we're going to be expanding and providing more services and helping more METS patients going forward. So I think this would be a great handoff, Linda, if you could talk a little bit about your story and METS and ABCD. I'd really appreciate it if you tell everybody your story that I think is so moving and impactful.
Sure, Billy, thanks. Just about exactly 11 years ago, I found a lump. And as every woman knows, you find a lump, you need to call the doctor, find out what's going on. And I did. And it wasn't long after that I found myself facing a day of doctor appointments and tests. I think I got to the hospital about 8 a.m. and I left about 8 p.m. And it was just, one thing after the other. And I was told that by noon the next day, I would have all of the test results. And in fact, that afternoon, I started getting the results of the morning's tests. Well, I went to work the next day and I had a luncheon scheduled with a friend that we had been trying for months to get together for lunch. And it got to be close to noon, and the only test I didn't have the results of was the CT scan. So I headed down the street to go to the restaurant where I was meeting my friend. And about halfway there, my phone rang. And I picked it up, and it was the nurse practitioner calling to tell me that the CT scan showed there were spots on my liver. And that while they couldn't be certain without a biopsy, it appeared that I had metastatic or stage 4 breast cancer. And for anyone who's not familiar with it, metastatic breast cancer is the kind that kills people. There is no cure. I don't remember the rest of the walk to the restaurant. And I really don't remember much about lunch that day, but I do remember there were a lot of tears. I took the rest of the afternoon off, came into work the next day, and went in to see the woman who headed up the office. And I came into her office and I told her that I was going to be needing to take a bunch of time off for medical treatment. And I wasn't sure how much time I'd need off. I would work as much as I could, but I had really no way to know what was going to be going on in the future because I just found out I had metastatic breast cancer. And I was really lucky because that woman was one of the founders of ABCD along with her friend Melody Wilson Oldenburg. And she looked at me and she said, "Have you thought about calling ABCD?" And I told her I didn't know what ABCD was. She explained how ABCD would provide someone like me who was going through the same thing that I'd gone through and would be there to talk to if I had questions. And a couple days later, I got to talk to my mentor from ABCD, and she was so much like me. She had triple positive breast cancer. She had Mets to her liver. She had a demanding career. And the best thing was, she was out 5 years longer than I was. The day I found out I had metastatic cancer, I figured that was it. Life was over. I was done. You know, maybe I'd make it to a year, maybe not. Probably wouldn't last much longer. I wasn't going to be able to see my kids finish their educations and graduate and go out on their own. I wasn't going to ever meet any grandchildren. That was it. It was over. But my mentor gave me hope. I could be there. And not only had she been out 5 years, she was still working. She was doing fine. Her life was going on. She was making plans for the future. I had hope again. I could breathe again. And that's why I got involved with ABCD. I want to be able to bring that same hope to other people. Thanks.
Linda, we so appreciate you telling us your story, and we are thrilled that you are now a mentor to others. It is so encouraging that you can provide that hope for others. And that's what ABCD does. And we need to do it for as many people as we can. But that takes funds, right? And as wonderful organization as ABCD is, we rely on donors and to keep our doors open and to keep the services that we can provide for people for free. So in terms of fundraising for 2023, or 2023, I'm off. I've leapt too far. Okay, I'll leap back. 2021. We need to stay fiscally strong. We're fiscally strong now. We need to keep going. But as services increase, as demand increases, as we get more mentors, as we get more participants, you know, we need to have an increase in our funding to keep up with that demand. So we have a plan in place that the board worked very hard on to make sure we end the year fiscally strong. We also want to expand our donor base. You know, we want to find monthly donors that can help us and guarantee a stream of income for us. And we want to reach out to more people and more sponsors and more companies and find more people that believe in what ABCD does. And lastly, we need to be creative in fundraising, right? That's kind of what the pandemic has taught us. Everybody needs to do things a little differently. And we know everybody's familiar with our Date with a Plate that we did last year. We are going to do something a little new. Date with a Plate is not going away. We're not getting rid of it. We're just doing a new event. And that new event is going to be called A Night In with ABCD. It is going to be a virtual event. It is going to be free for everybody. And we have planned now the first in this A Night In with ABCD. And Ellen gets to be the one that makes the announcement to the world tonight. This information has been embargoed up until tonight. I couldn't even tell my mother. And so, Ellen, will you tell us what everybody needs to do on May 20th with ABCD?
Yes, Billy, that was a very wonderful lead-in. That's like even more than we practiced. Great job. So we, as I'm going to keep everyone in suspense for a little longer, I think that it's just really important to reinforce. It's a free event. And we're going to be able to offer this event for free because we already have a few sponsors that have lined up to help us ensure that we can offer this event for free. And yes, we are looking for more sponsors. This is our main fundraiser. And, you know, we hope you'll be even more inspired to participate and support our organization as we announce for the very first time that our first ever Night In with ABCD is going to be called ABCD Takes the Stage, an evening of song and hope with Hamilton star Mandy Gonzalez. And the crowd goes wild. So just to
We
give
go wild.
I know we're wild. So just to give you a little bit of information about Mandy Gonzalez is a woman who we learned about through one of our mentors who's on the call tonight. I'm going to do a shout out to Maureen Letty, who said, hey, what about learning more about this woman? She is she's about 42 years old. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in October of 2019 while playing Angelica Schuyler on Broadway in New York City. She has also played such roles as Elphaba in Wicked. She was the debut performer of Nina Rosario in the Heights, which is one of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Tony Award-winning productions. And since it was the debut performance, a debut of the show, Lin-Manuel was, in the show with her, and Lin-Manuel is one of her friends. But her world changed, like we all understand on this call, in October 2019 when she received this diagnosis. She then needed to go through surgery, chemotherapy, radiation throughout 2020. So she has stories to share about what it was like to be a breast cancer patient in New York City during COVID-19. Linda and I had the honor of speaking to her for an hour on Friday. And what is so exciting about Mandy is that she relates so well to what it is that we do. She said to us that she wishes she had known about ABCD because she sure could have used us while she was an active patient receiving treatment. She is going to be creating a special event just for ABCD, a virtual event where it's going to be an hour, May 20th, 7:00 p.m. Central Time to 8:00 p.m. This information is so new that you can't even find it on our website yet. There's not even a save the date yet. There's not even any sizzle. We got nothing, but just right now sharing it with all of you. So mark the date down, get excited, and know that this is going to be a fabulous evening where, just as we are committed to providing free emotional support to anyone who reaches out to us, we feel that providing a free event and access to this wonderful, wonderful performer is right up with our mission. She's going to sing for us. She's going to share stories with us. We have some ideas about how to make it even more interactive. You'll have to stay tuned because those are still being worked out. But we are so excited to be able to provide this kind of event for our community.
I was lucky. I got to be on the call too. And to give you an idea of what kind of person Mandy Gonzalez is, she had said she would give us a half an hour. And we got to the end of the half an hour and Ellen said, well, we need to let you go. And she goes, oh, I could talk a little longer. And she stayed on for an entire hour until she had another call she had to get on. But she talked about how nobody should go through breast cancer alone, which is exactly what our founder, Melody Wilson Oldenburg, said, and the reason that she formed ABCD. That's what we're here for, to make sure no one's alone. Mandy is not only enthusiastic about her music and the stage, but she's enthusiastic about what ABC does. She got on our website and looked us up and had all sorts of interesting things to say and talked about how she can't wait to tell other people about ABCD so that we're able to help more people. And that's what we want to do. That's why we do events like this tonight. It's why we're going to be doing our Night In with ABC series. We want more people to hear about us. We want it to be free so that anyone can join. And we want to be able to help more people. And the more people know about us, the more people will know that when they or a friend or family member is diagnosed with breast cancer, they can reach out to us. We had our Date with a Plate virtual last year and 1,500 people logged in. This year, we want to make this even bigger. We want everyone to log in, from Alaska to Florida, from Hawaii to Maine, from Texas to Wisconsin, and everywhere in between. We want to bring everyone together for what is going to be a fabulous night. Just so you understand, this isn't going to be like, here's a YouTube video of Mandy for an hour. That's not it at all. This is going to be a live event. You may get a chance to ask her a question. She's on it, and she is putting together her hour just for ABCD. It's not going to be recorded. You're not going to be able to find a link on YouTube. This is it. It is for us and for everybody out there who wants to know about ABCD and everybody who just wants to see Mandy Gonzalez for an hour. We're going to have some awesome ways that you guys can join in with the program. And if you happen to know of anyone at any corporation that might be interested in sponsoring us, let us know. We are not too shy to ask. So
Yeah.
let us know what we can do. Thanks.
Thanks, Linda. So we're coming up on our half an hour, and I'm the closer here. So we are so glad that you joined us for this event. We've seen a couple of chats come in and the messaging to panelists. We want you to know that for our first time doing this, we decided that questions could come to us after the event, and we'll try to answer every question that comes to us. We'll put up a slide where you can reach out to us. We just wanted to say I just wanted to make sure a couple other messages came across. We are so grateful for the partnerships that we have with healthcare facilities, especially in southeastern Wisconsin, but those that we are also building across the country. Our healthcare professional partners are the ones who refer, who are among our top referrers to our organization, and we know that we are we work, as complements to the care that they're providing. Also, please be on the lookout for new ways to engage with us through our community partnerships. Community partnerships, both that are in person, mostly right now in Wisconsin, but we are also doing our very best to do virtual events, virtual ways that our community at large can engage with us. So please stay connected on our email, because some of those events are starting to come to fruition over the next few weeks. If you are on this call and you would like to talk more about that with us, please give us a call. And so just as a wrap up, 3 things. 1, please let people know about our services. Please help us raise awareness about the work that we do so that we can help more people. 2, mentors. Thank you, mentors who are on this call. And if you are interested in becoming a mentor, know that we are hosting our next mentor training that will be virtual in June. As for those who are on the call who are currently mentors, we have, what sets us apart, as Billy said, is our training. You have to be 1 year out from your last treatment to qualify for our mentor training program. We have a whole process to, for the application. Just reach out to us, and we would love to have your help as we work to serve more people. And finally, donate and sponsor. We're a nonprofit organization. We're only able to be here to serve anyone who needs us because our fundraising community is here for us. And we are so grateful for everyone on this call for being in this together with us. From day one, we'll be celebrating our 22nd anniversary in June, and we know that we're here because of you. Billy, Linda, any last words so that we can leap out, I guess?
That's it.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about what ABCD is up to in 2021. And I hope you're as excited about our exciting news as we are. It looked like from the chat that there is some buzz going. So that's great. Everybody be safe. Have a good night. And we'll be talking soon.
And we'll see you May 20th.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep practicing. Oh yeah, sing. Keep practicing your Wicked, Hamilton, and In the Heights songs. I know I will.
And more.
Oh, and more. Sorry.
She has an album coming out.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.